var minimum x, if I can spell that right. We're going to set this as a type float again, equals minus 360. That's a rotation, it can go a full circle. For maximum or x dot float equals 360. For rotation x float equals 0 f. I forgot, you should put the f's after numbers if they're floats. Right, let's go back down. We need to now set a variable that will hold the original axis. So var original axis, rotation, not axis, sorry. And we're going to set this as a quaternion. Let's save that. And do I need anything else? Now that I have set the variables for the x axis, I'm going to set some for the y. So I'm just going to add a little comment. I'm basically going to set all the variables for the y-axis as well, because first I'm going to be starting with the x and then showing you how to do the y-axis. Okay, before we move on, okay, let's declare a new sensitivity rotation, sorry, var.rotation equals float equals 0f, close that, var minimum y float equals minus 360, var minimum y float equals 360, close that, var sensitivity, sorry, not sensitive, sensitivity y float equals 400, right. I think I've got everything set for the y as well. Yes, I have. Okay, let's start on the x axis, shall we? Go into your update function, make some white space. Now I want to check and see if in our script we have mouse X selected. If this is true, we want our player to be able to look around. So in order to do this, we're going to be using if statements. So let's start. If rotation axis rotation x and y equals rotation mouse x close bracket open curly brace close your curly brace. If the script is selected, if on the script we have mouse X selected, let's do rotation X plus equals, oops, not plus plus, plus equals input dot get axis open bracket mouse X close bracket. Now we're going to times that by sensitivity, so times sensitivity X times that by times dot delta time. Okay, I've put times, sorry, time, not times, dot delta time, and close that statement. Before we do move on, I'm just going to explain what the two lines of codes are doing. So basically, if the rotation axes X and Y is equal to rotation axes dot mouse X, so if in our script we have mouse X selected, we want our player to rotate around in a circle, so he can look all around the scenery, except he can't move up and down yet because that's only in the Y axis. And the bottom line is basically the rotation X will be changed by a tiny increase based on time dot delta time. If there is a true in get axis dot Y, that should be set automatically in your input manager, which is mouse X. Basically what it means is where the X position on the mouse is set at the moment, so it's going to give it a positive and negative number. If it's negative, it's probably going to make it move to the right. If it's negative, it's going to probably make it look to the left. So if we're dead center, it's just going to stay still completely. And then dot times sensitivity is really important as well, actually, because we're using time dot delta time. If I did not put sensitivity as 400 and left probably as 15, it would move really slow, and it will take probably about a good couple of seconds, a couple of minutes actually, to make a 360 turn, and you do not want that. And the reason I'm using the time dot delta time is because of frame rate. Some computers tend to lag, and that will keep it within their frame rate, so give them a smooth turn rather than, you know, turning around and you're lagging every second. You don't want that. So that's what basically this line is doing. And let's continue. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the original rotation. So original rotation equals Quaternion, no, X Quaternion that's going to be X angle of rotation equals Quaternion dot angle axis open bracket and rotation X comma vector 3. Sorry about this. Oh, it's my bloody computer playing up again. Vector 3 dot up, close bracket and close statement. I'm just gonna explain a bit more about quaternion. A quaternion is a mathematical method to represent a rotation in a compact way. They are extremely difficult to understand or fully understand them. To fully understand them, I would say the easiest way to learn them is by experimenting on existing code and modifying it, or look it up and research it, because it's a really complex feature. Yeah, just a bit about quaternions. Now we need to set our local rotation, so let's do transform dot local rotation equals original rotation times x quaternion, and yeah, that's about right. Basically what that does is it's manually converting our original rotation to the local rotation. Okay, let's go back into Unity and click on click on the first person controller, drag the Mouselook script onto that, and then make sure the rotation axis is set to mouse X. And now if you look, we can spin around, so we can look all around. That's pretty good. Yeah. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the Y, and as you see at the moment we can't do nothing because nothing's set for the Y. It's not checking if it's true, because at the moment we're only defining the X. Now we should start defining the Y.